Hello friends, good afternoon. My name is Frank Martinez. I'm a professional developer and also a freecad freak user. Thank you very much for the invitation to this talk this year. Thank you, Barnu, for the invitation. I was invited to talk about Mars workbench. This is a tool, a module, extension module for freecad that helps in the design of electric guitars instruments. This is very short, so let's do it. Okay, this project started years ago with this web version to design fretboards. It's a free web tool that you can use. It is online since some years ago, and it's very easy to use, where you can do multi-scale fretboards and things like that. And do some experiments with the designs. I started doing this because I wanted to create my electric guitar. I am also a maker. I used to make things, robots, electronics in general, guitar amplifiers, instruments, all kind of things. So I started doing this web version, and at some point I decided to go 3D. And at that moment, I didn't know nothing about FreeCAD, but I started learning something about 2017 or so. And FreeCAD is a very powerful tool that allows you to extend, to add functionality if you need. And that was the path I took and designed at the FreeCAD guitar workbench, and is what I will show you today. Let's see, for example, what will be our final thing. I will show you how to create this electric guitar model in FreeCAD using just 2D plans or blueprints that you can get freely online, and how to convert that into this 3D model in FreeCAD very quickly. To start, we will use a useful site. It's called Electric Health. Here you can download templates and free guitar templates and plans. So you can make any of these things your own using traditional tools or whatever. What I will do is I will try to make this guitar in FreeCAD. I will implement this design in FreeCAD. So I just downloaded this one, and you can download here. You get a PDF version with the document. Then starting from this 2D design, we will get the final product in FreeCAD with this. Let's do it. To do all the 2D work, we will use Inkscape. It's another open source product, very powerful, very easy to use. I use it every day for any kind of designs. The workflow that we will use is just do some sketch in Inkscape in 2D, and we'll import them into FreeCAD and upgrade to 3D models. So I will just import this PDF file into FreeCAD, into Inkscape. I will, because we have very short time, I will just open it, and you can import that in Inkscape and modify that. So to don't lose the time, I have this FreeCAD file that just imported the SVG file. This is a flat thing, you can see. Is this imported and modified in Inkscape? So in Inkscape now I have this file imported from the PDF file, and I just imported that in FreeCAD, so we can use that as a reference. Then what we will do is I will just create the fretboard, then the body, and the headstock and the neck. step by step. So the first things to do is install the guitar workbench. You can do that from the tools add-on manager. This is the mechanisms to install extensions. So you can just search for guitar here. And there are some existing extensions. The one that we will use is this Mars workbench. So you can open and install that or update in case you have an older version. As I already have the latest version, I will use to that. So the next thing is to activate the workbench. It's here in the workbench list. That's Mars Guitar Designer. And that's it. It activates this toolbar that you can use to do all the things step by step. The first step is to create the instrument parameters repository where we will put all the parameters of the guitar using this create instrument action. It just creates, it does nothing, just create this parameters database with all the parameters required to create the model. The next thing to do is start adding the 3D parts. The first one is usually the fretboard that contains all the math related to the intonation, scale, and all these things. So we will check what we need. The model that we are working will be some 24 frets guitar with bolt-on neck, 25.5 inches, and this is the design. This is the body, this is the headstock shape, the fretboard inlays, and we will try to replicate that in FreeCAD. So the first thing to do is what we already did, importing this into Inkscape. So to have something like this. Then we eliminate all the rest of the things and just have one reference design in full scale, and then import that into FreeCAD. So we have this imported thing. On top of that, we start working. So the first thing is to create the fretboard. The fretboard is fully parametric. So as we know that this is 25.5 scale our design. I have some notes here to the measurements required for this specific design. So let's start adjusting that. So the first thing to do is we need to verify the scale. In the scale parameters, this is 647.7, that is exactly 25.5 inches scale. So this is okay. The next thing to do is this size of the nut, width of the nut. It's based on the string distance in the nut position. For this specific design, the string distance in the nut is 36 millimeters. We'll update. And we have, in this design, we can check here, it has no excess after the nut. So we can remove that also. So this part is not required. So we'll just remove that. So in the head fretboard, we can remove the start margin. Okay, and we can also remove this, making the nut more deep. So note that something like 8 millimeters. Okay, that's the first thing. Then we need to be sure that the distance here in the, we need to adjust the width of the fretboard at this position. For this specific thing, you can see here that it is not. I will make this a little transparent to have more. Okay. We need to adjust the fretboard to the dimensions here. So basically, I know that the bridge size the string distance for this design should be 55 millimeters. So we find the neck, the bridge here, excuse me, and adjust this thing. Okay. And let's see what happened with position. Okay. And we have some margin here to complete after the last fret. So we can add them in the fretboard margin, end margin, 3 millimeters more. Now it's matched the 2D design. It has 24 frets. Let's do this. We have this 24 frets fretboard, 25.5 inches scale, and that's it. Let's keep simple for now. So let's continue with the body. For the body, what we will do is just import the shape from the SVG file. I have this shape here is also extracted from the PDF. Is this part of the PDF? But I imported that into Inkscape here and just added some information to the contour and all the cavities that I need to carve from the blank. So the Mars workbench knows how to cut the piece. So just import that. So I will just import a body shape. First create a shape, a body blank. We will create this blank piece of wood that we will use to extract the body. So we can import the shape. So I have this body here. It will just generate the shape based on that. Okay, this is the shape generated automatically from the two-dimensional design here. It contains all the information required to generate this neck, this body in two pieces, top piece and bottom or back part. This is the back part. And this is the top part. If we have time, I will show you more details later. I want to complete the process first, and we have only 20 minutes. If we can finish, we can go back and review some things. So it is not in the right place. So we can just change. Here I have notes for this also. Let me check my notes. Okay, I have found the data. Just adjust the position. So in the body pocket length, we can fix that. Now it's placed in the right position. Now we have the body and the fretboard. Next thing to do is to add a neck. So just adding neck here. It will create a neck blank that we can customize also. Okay, it creates this blank for the headstock and for the neck. And it's automatically positioned in the right position by the fretboard definition and body extra. So the thing now is to customize that. So first of all, let's fix the neck heel. This part of the Mars is still in development, these transitions here, but it really works for now. We can do it very fast now, and I create this workbench not for rendering but for building actual guitars. So you can do it approximately the transition here and complete the process by hand. But the idea is to generate the proper surface here so you can do everything by CNC. But let's do that for now this way. I will just adjust the transition parameters here to adapt to this heel form a little. So in the neck parameters, I will just change some things. Transition length. Something more. This. And tension 25. And joint fret close. And this is the approximation of the heel. It will be better in the future, I promise that. Then we can concentrate in the headstock. The headstock will also be input from the SVG file. So now this is the headstock shape that we imported from here. We can just start using that directly in Mars. So just import, let's say, because, okay, now we can import the headstock shape. And that's it. I will hit this for a moment. Okay, this is the headstock. It's imported from the SVG files with all these cavities and all these things. And this neck also has I will hide the fretboard. It has its truss rod. We can also customize because it's custom here. So it needs this adjustment here. So it's basically in the truss rod options. I have head of 36 millimeters and width of 10.5 millimeters. And also an offset of, no, let's see what happened. It should update it, okay, but it's a little more of that. About 20 millimeters. Okay, that's it. This is the truss rod channel, fretboard, and that is the complete guitar. Now, one thing's missing, the inlays in the top of the fretboard. This one has this single circular inlays here. Current version of the Mars does not support this kind of inlays in the side of the fretboard, but always on the midline. So I will just put some custom inlays there. I have created this one, this kind of moon inlay, 1 foot per each fret, and in the 12th fret we have 2 of them. This is also an SVG file, you can change whatever. So just import that and you will see they're in place. Okay, you have now the complete thing. You have the fretboard, you have inlays, you have the body with the 2 parts, You have a neck and the headstock. Also, the angle of this thing, let's check. In the original design, it is about 10 degrees. So we can adjust to exactly that. In the headstock angle, 10 degrees. And we calculate, it will just adjust. Done. Okay, now. So then you can start customizing things at your own. This is the basic stuff generated by Mars Workbench. Now let's see how much time we have. Let me see. Okay, time's over. There is no more time to talk today, but we can meet anytime in the forums or by Twitter or maybe in another videos on YouTube on my channel. Thank you very much for listening and thank you for the invitation. Bye. See you soon.